be with you this morning. How was your weekend? How was your time? Your personal time of spending with God, time spending with friends, family. How was it? I want to talk to you briefly this morning about a few things. How do you really know who you are? I know you live with yourself every day, and you're a part of you, and some of you work hard at trying to be you, the best you that you can be, because the truth is there's only one you. But how do you know who you are when you're all by yourself, or when you've been pushed to a limit, or something along those lines? Are you who you say you are? Or are you who the situation dictates? Briefly this morning, beautiful day that God has allowed us to see. I want to talk about delayed and not denied. I immediately think about a dialogue that took place in Numbers chapter 13. Caleb, who stood up and took a bold approach, and this is what he said. He said, "Let us go up at once and possess what God is giving us, for we are well able to overcome it." You know, lately you've been hearing about airplanes and airports, and you've been hearing how they've been delayed. Your flight plans, wherever you're going, the plans that you've got operating and the plans that you're working with, you get up early to be there on time, and the next thing you know, you have a problem. And the problem that you have is one that you cannot control, because you're not in position to control that moment. And you get notice perhaps on your phone that your flight has been delayed, or worse, you get to the airport, you're on time, and you're in the plane, the door has closed, and you still are not able to move the way that you need to move because the plan had been delayed, and now you're receiving a notice over the speaker by the captain of the flight. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be delayed for a few moments, and we want you to be patient." Now, the problem that exists right there is you can't get off that plane because they're not going to open the door, and they don't know how long you're going to be there. It's a challenging moment because that moment you are not in control, and so therefore you cannot navigate through that. But let's take it to another place where you have options, and those options are that you can make a decision about this. Delayed but not denied. You know what it is that your desire is, and you know where it is that you desire to go and how you desire to get there. But circumstances that are beyond your control are causing delay. It may be, watch this, it could possibly be a job improvement where you had planned and worked hard to get this assignment. The assignment was given to you. It's already promised to you, but because of circumstances beyond your control, the governing body looks at you and says, "We're going to have to delay this promotion. We're going to have to delay this partnership. We're going to have to delay this moment of you becoming who we know that you qualify to be and who you are. But here's the deal. It's only a delay, but it will manifest itself. And the problem is now your impatience grows because you want to know when. Caleb and Joshua were in a position where they knew what God's will was. They knew that God had already made a plan to them. They believed in the leadership of Moses. They believed in the leadership of God. They believed that the things that God had put them and allowed them to see with their own eyes in the natural, they believed that it was going to be worth the wait. But here's what happens. There were other people that were there with them, and the people that were there with them did not have that kind of tenacity that these two men had. And they certainly didn't have the kind of faith that Caleb had to open his mouth in the midst of a crowd that seems to be not calm. He opens his mouth and says, listen, I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what their report is. Obviously, they were with me, but they didn't see what I saw. I looked at something and they looked at something and they saw something different than me. But I know from the previous experience and from the past place that we've done and all of the success that we've had so far, I know, watch this, that we are able to go up at once, immediately. We don't need to delay. We don't need to cause self-delay. We don't need to cause something that's going to happen to us that's not going to make the end results what we're looking for. Caleb says with great confidence, rather, he says with tremendous amount of confidence, we can possess the land that God has given us. Beloved, I want to tell you something. Sometimes land is not the physicality. Sometimes land is a mindset. And I want you to know that God has his mind on you. And you may be delayed, but you're not denied. And thank God there is no denial in my presence. There may be denial coming, but it's not about this moment, nor is it about this circumstance. I pray that you have a great morning and that you have a tremendous day and that your evening is better than your morning was. My God, that's going to be a tremendous thing that God can do on your behalf. I want you to enjoy yourself today. Be blessed, be strong, continue to have your way, and do the things that's going to get glory and going to give God glory. And that's my prayer for you today. As we close out today, know this, that we are more than able to go and to take this thing immediately. And God has a promise with your name written on it. It is delayed and not denied.